August 11, 1893, Chicago Union Station. A young monk in saffron robes steps onto the platform, carrying a small staff and a few belongings. His name is Swami Vivekananda. He has crossed oceans to represent the spiritual traditions of India at the world's Parliament of Religions. At that moment, few people know his name outside his homeland. Within weeks, that would begin to change. He spends several days searching for support because he has arrived before the conference registration is complete. Then, he receives help from Professor John Henry Wright of Harvard. Wright believes the monk deserves to speak without needing formal credentials. Because of this, Vivekananda gains access to one of the most influential gatherings of religious thinkers in history. September 11th, 1893, Chicago. Vivekananda begins his address with the words, "Sisters and Brothers of America." The audience responds with prolonged applause. His message is not about converting people. It is about understanding humanity through a broader spiritual vision. He explains that truth can be approached through different paths. He argues that ancient Indian philosophy encourages inquiry rather than blind acceptance. Those ideas attract scholars, philosophers, and ordinary listeners alike. The foundation of his message rests on the Vedas and the Upanishads. These texts describe consciousness as more fundamental than the material world. They encourage observation of both the external universe and the inner mind. Vivekananda presents these teachings not as superstition, but as a disciplined exploration of human experience. He repeatedly says that religion should be tested through direct realization, much like science relies on observation and experiment. Within the following years, he delivers lectures across the United States and Europe. He often compares the scientific method with the practices of meditation and self-inquiry. He argues that both begin with disciplined investigation. Both require patience. Both reject conclusions without experience or evidence. The difference, he explains, is that science studies the external world, while spiritual practice studies consciousness itself. What many people overlook is that Vivekananda never claimed that ancient scriptures contained every modern scientific discovery. Instead, he believed that scientific progress and spiritual wisdom should complement one another. He warned against using faith to reject reason. He also warned against using material success to dismiss the deeper questions of existence. His approach sought balance rather than conflict. During the late 19th century, physics itself was entering a period of transformation. Established ideas about matter and energy were beginning to change. Although Vivekananda was not a physicist, he followed scientific developments with genuine interest. Historical records show that he interacted with inventors and scientists, including Nikola Tesla. Their conversations explored concepts such as energy, matter, and the philosophical ideas found in Vedanta. Historians continue to debate the precise influence these discussions had on later scientific work, but the documented meetings reveal a shared curiosity about the nature of reality. Vivekananda frequently described the universe as interconnected. In Vedanta, the apparent diversity of existence emerges from one underlying reality known as Brahman. Modern science reaches this question from a different direction. Physics investigates the fundamental structure of matter. Biology studies the shared origins of living organisms. Neuroscience examines the mechanisms of thought and awareness. These disciplines use empirical methods rather than scripture, yet many scholars have observed that both science and philosophy often search for deeper, unifying principles. Meditation became another area where these conversations continued long after Vivekananda's lifetime. Ancient yogic traditions describe systematic methods for training attention and reducing mental distraction. In recent decades, neuroscientists have used brain imaging and clinical research to examine meditation practices. Many studies suggest benefits for attention, emotional regulation, and stress reduction. These findings do not prove every philosophical claim found in the Vedas. They do demonstrate that some traditional practices can be examined through modern research. Vivekananda believed that fear limited both scientific discovery and spiritual growth. He encouraged students to question inherited beliefs. He also encouraged them to question their own assumptions. For him, truth did not fear investigation. If an idea survived honest examination, it became stronger. If it failed, it deserved to be revised. That attitude reflected both intellectual humility and confidence in the search for knowledge. His influence extended beyond religion. Leaders, educators, and social reformers drew inspiration from his emphasis on character, education, and service. He argued that the highest spiritual realization should express itself through compassion and practical action. Knowledge without service remained incomplete. Spirituality without responsibility remained empty. More than a century later, debates continue about the relationship between ancient wisdom and modern science. Some people attempt to force direct equivalence between sacred texts and scientific theories. Others reject any possible dialogue between them. Vivekananda chose a different path. He invited conversation instead of confrontation. He believed that genuine inquiry could unite disciplined observation with disciplined self-exploration. His vision was not a claim that science proves every Vedic teaching. It was an invitation to keep asking deeper questions about reality, consciousness, and the human experience. His unfinished dialogue still echoes through the parliament of religions.